Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we are doing the crossword for Saturday, June 1st, 2024. So, on this day that is quite clearly the first day of June, did you do the crossword?
I did.
And was it a first-rate crossword?
It was a first-rate crossword on the last day of the week.
Yes. Well said.
Thank you.
It'll take me a few minutes to untangle that, but I get the basic drift there. What do you think about this crossword?
Well, I really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
I was very impressed with the fact that once I got it done, which I had to do this morning because I ran out of steam last night and brains, so I finished it this morning. I looked back on it. There was only one word I had never heard before, and it was one of the shortest words in the puzzle.
And I bet I'm staring right at it.
39 across.
Yes.
Small appetizer in Turkish cuisine. Meze or meze, M-E-Z-E, that was really the only word I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
But just the cluing I thought was so clever that I didn't get it right away. You know, I really had to work to get this puzzle done. And it's a tribute to the cluing that they can make the cluing challenging enough to make it, a fun puzzle.
Right.
But the answer simple enough that it's like, oh yeah, I know that. So I just really appreciate that.
I don't think there was a lot of pop culture, at least recent pop culture.
No.
I mean, we have 27 across, the pastries popularized during the Habsburg Empire, strudels.
Right.
But I don't think that counts as pop culture.
No.
We had 16 across, the woman in a 1968 Turtles hit. That, too, is not pop culture, Eleanor.
Right.
And I guess can you hum a few bars of Eleanor?
I can't, and I looked it up. I looked up the lyrics, and I did not recognize it.
Yeah.
I just didn't. So no, I can't. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
But 27 down takes off. I'm like, I had no idea. Well, it turned out it was subtract. So
yes.
that makes perfect sense. A simple answer, but a challenging clue, because you can think of all kinds of different things, but the answer was fairly long, so it just didn't come to me right away. But,
sure.
But when I got it, it's like, oh well, sure, subtract.
Right. The one next to it really took a lot of parsing. 28 down. When one might be on track to arrive? ? Train trip.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I mean, even after getting reading the clue and the answer, I'm like, okay, I sort of see how that's working.
Yeah, right.
And the one next to it, inscribed Viking monument, 29 down, was a rune stone.
That's correct, yes.
I don't know why, but I decided it was going to be Raja or something. Oh, I know, because 38 across, family connections say. I had T-I and an S, and I decided it was tias, the Spanish for ant.
Oh my goodness!
Because an ant
there was nothing Spanish in the clue.
Well, yes, I see that now, but at the time it sounded pretty good.
I see.
I mean, even worse. Just to let you know that just because I have no brains, it doesn't stop me from keeping to try and solve the crossword. 41 across, kitchen concern with an oxymoronic name. I don't know why. I looked at oxy. I thought about the word oxo, which is often an answer, and I thought palindromic. And so I started filling in from the left, and I tried to fill in from the right. Well, the correct answer for the kitchen concerned with an oxymoronic name is freezer burn, which is definitely not palindromic.
No.
and so I was like, wait, what's going on here? So eventually I convinced myself that an oxymoron and a palindrome are different.
Yes.
And that was a major breakthrough in that area of the crossword.
Very good.
I did like, we're looking at the word freezer burn, that 39 across, the small appetizer in Turkish cuisine, mez, was right above it, and the E's, the Z's, and the E's lined up of
That's
mez.
Right. That's right.
That was sort of a neat trick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true.
The one above that, 37 across, pictures on a farm, hay forks.
That's right.
That was pretty funny.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
43 down, let me try that one more time. What neuroplasticity allows our brains to do, remap.
Yes.
I had no idea.
Me either.
I still have no idea.
I had many other things before I had remap.
I just had the vision of a brain just sort of oozing down because it was sort of like plastic, and plastic slowly moved down. But it's a good thing it's not that.
Definitely. Well, I had the P at the end, so I thought, well, maybe it's sleep. It allows our brains to sleep.
Oh.
So I put that in.
That makes sense.
But it didn't work.
Nope.
Not even close.
And you know what? I guess they did have one bit of pop culture, sort of pop culture, 50 across. Coach's first name on Cheers, Ernie.
Yeah, but how long has Cheers been off the air?
I don't know.
At least a decade, I think.
I think it went off during the Habsburg Empire, if I recall correctly.
But even that clue, I mean, you think, oh, what would it be? Habsburg Empire? Well, that's, Eastern Europe.
Right.
Either Germany, Austria. It's got to be strudels. I almost put in Kringles, but I'm like, no, that's a Wisconsin pastry. So it couldn't be Kringles. But
I almost put down Kugels, which is totally wrong part of the world.
Right, and it wouldn't fit.
That E of strudels was part of 23 down, exclamation in hospital dramas. And I was like, oh, it's got to be Code Blue.
No, clear.
But it was clear.
Clear,
yes. Or pay up before you leave, or we will undo what we just did to you.
Right.
I don't know if that's really an exclamation, but it's probably what they say at the HMO.
I liked 22 across. Flighty words in two senses. Space cadets.
Yes, that was pretty funny. I think I had the S, the A, and the E, and I'm like, oh, that must be the word space.
Right.
And then cadets just had to follow.
That's right. Yep.
13 down, Queen's style was arena rock.
Yes.
That was very interesting.
Yeah, I never had heard that in reference to Queen, but arena rock.
Right. I guess any rock that involves a lot of loud guitars, large amps.
Well, and I mean, they had that one song, We Will Rock You, where they got the whole arena going. Dun, dun, dun,
Right.
dun, dun. Yeah.
But I think every song they've ever written is an example of arena rock.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't think they were the first to do it, but they were certainly good at it.
I was watching a snippet from Taylor Swift's show, and I just couldn't get over how it's like the entire audience sings along with her.
Right.
It just is amazing, her impact on music. It's like everybody knows her song.
But did you notice that they had small index cards?
No, they didn't. They knew the words.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good.
I'm like, I can't imagine that. But maybe back when I was a teen, I knew the words to a lot of songs. But
if you knew the words to Taylor Swift songs at that time, that'd be pretty impressive.
That would be, but no. But
8 down. Speaking of impressive, hit in the head was beamed.
Right.
And it occurred to me that the answer could have either been present tense or past tense. Hit in the head, bean, or hit in the head, beamed. Both work.
I suppose, yes.
I found that fascinating. 1 across, 5-star as a hotel, POSHEST.
Yes.
Which is really, first of all, hard to say. You try saying it, 3 times fast, and it turns into some sort of doctrine. Yeah. POSHEST, POSHEST, POSHEST. I just found that curious. And 1 down, even more curious, imagos to be, or I'm probably mispronouncing that, but we'll pretend imagos to be.
I believe.
Imagos? And the answer is pupas.
Yes.
I don't know. I know vaguely what a pupa is, but I don't know. And actually, shouldn't it be pupae? But I don't know what an imago is. Imago. All right, I'll work on. That's definitely got to be another one of those. Oh, that's how you pronounce it. 3 down, company originally founded as Sleeper Inc. was Serta.
Right.
I sort of like the name Sleeper, but oh well.
Serta Sleeper.
Serta Sleeper.
Right. I liked 4 down. What a bull in a china shop causes. Havoc.
Yeah.
That was another great cluing.
Yes.
Not an uncommon word, fairly common word, but what a bull in a china shop causes. You just conjure up all kinds of different words for that, but havoc it was.
53 down, novel opening, ? Was Neo.
Yes.
That was also quite good.
I did not know that, but yeah. Neo novelle, I guess.
So this crossword was by Eric Warren, and it's his second. It's good, and it is healthy that the New York Times continues to get new contributors all the time.
That is good, yes.
They don't have to rely on a stable, even though they've got quite the collection.
They do. They've got some great crossword puzzle constructors.
But they've got some great new ones, like Eric Warren.
Yep. Nice job, Eric.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, speaking of great crosswords, it is Saturday, which means it's time for Jam Katwa, the Gene and Mike Crossword of the Week Award, where we go back through the crosswords of the week.
Yep.
And debate furiously each one.
We don't either.
We mull them over.
We do debate, but not furiously.
Okay. We debate serenely, and then we choose what we deem to be the very best. And today we picked... Today. And the reason is for all the reasons just mentioned a moment ago.
That's
really a great crossword.
Yeah, for Saturday, which has got to be a challenge. It was for me, but I still thought it was a great puzzle.
There wasn't anything, just mind-bogglingly unfair.
Yeah, it was just
I appreciated
I could think
that
until the end of time, and I wouldn't get this.
Yeah.
I always thought, I think I can get this.
Yeah,
and
right.
I did.
Yep.
Eventually.
So well done, Eric. If you feel so inclined, please drop us a line, crosswordpodcast@icloud.com, and we'll have your Jam Katwa certificate, as well as some lovely Northeast Wisconsin swag heading its way towards you in no time at all.
That is right.
All right, before we wrap it up, one last thing. We have some listener mail.
Ooh.
And this is from Trey, and it's titled Maximilian. This week's Triple F, that would be Fun Fact Friday segment, brought back all sorts of memories of bionic TV shows from my youth. Though Mike said he didn't remember any of it, perhaps subconsciously the bionic dog was embedded in his mind, because when he mentioned a bionic dog in an offhand comment, I immediately nodded my head and said, "That's right, the dog." I can't believe it. I had no idea they'd have a bionic dog.
I don't remember the dog.
What if they had a bionic cat? The bionic goldfish, able to stay out of water for extended periods of time thanks to its aqua lung. Here's a clip where you can see the dog whose surgery only cost $1 million, hence his name, Maximilian. All right, well, we'll provide a link to that in the show notes.
Definitely. Maximilian.
Maximilian.
I wonder what that would be today. Max 10 million.
I don't know. I mean, all of the prosthetics that people have nowadays are way cheaper. So, anyways, he carries on. Thanks for the trip down TV memory lane, Trey. P.S. The Rams, because we also talked about that, started in Cleveland, where they won a pre-Super Bowl NFL championship. Pre-Super Bowl, wow. I guess that would have been...
The Cleveland Rams. Huh.
That would have been a pretty good bowl, I guess.
Right.
Later, the Rams moved to L.A. Then came the NFL-AFL merger and the Super Bowl.
Right.
The Rams moved to St. Louis, where they played on an artificial surface field and got the nickname The Greatest Show on Turf for their high-flying passing offense. That team won the Super Bowl. Then they moved back to L.A. and won another Super Bowl, completing the NFL championship city trifecta.
Wow.
Oh, yo, fascinating.
Yeah.
Trey, thank you so much for that.
Yes.
That really is enlightening. I love that. The greatest show on turf. All right, and I can't wait to check out the Maximilian video.
Me too.
We will be doing...
See what kind of dog Maximilian was.
Like little poodle. That's how they kept the cost down. It's like, we need a leg, but it's only going to be like 1 inch long. All right. Well, that is it for today. A reminder that tomorrow's going to be our last episode, and then we will be on sabbatical for a couple of weeks. But we'll talk a little bit more about that tomorrow. But that's it for today. We will see all of you again, we hope, tomorrow.
Bye-bye.